call the meeting to order, and we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clerk, call the roll, please.
Danko.
Here.
Gary. Reed.
Here.
Shires.
Here.
Mayor Peacock.
Here. Are there any changes to the agenda?
No, Mayor.
Okay. We'll go to item 5, which is public comment. If you have a comment for council, you are welcome to come to the podium and state your name. And I believe for our SBA, you are item 6.2 on the agenda.
Yes. Good evening, Mayor and members of the council. My name is Angel Rodriguez. I can do it like that.
Okay.
Is that fine?
Yeah, it's okay.
I'm a public affairs specialist with the U.S. Small Business Administration, Office of Disaster Recovery and Resilience. And we are here. I'm leading the outreach efforts for LaSalle County and Cook County with a crew of other PIOs that are, conducting the outreach in several, areas. So we want to make sure that, we help homeowners, renters, private nonprofits, and businesses of all sizes. And we're here and we help in the way of low interest disaster loans, okay? Up to 30 years. We also are offering the EIDL, which is the Economic Injury Disaster Loan, which helps on the long-term recovery businesses. So, we just want to make sure that the information is out there. I'm looking forward to, help the community with this information and look for ways to collaborate so that we can share. I have some informational flyers and fact sheets about the declaration. And, thank you for the time and the opportunity.
Thank you.
I will leave some of the flyers and Angel Rodriguez.
Okay, thank you.
Good evening.
It may be helpful to know, Mayor, that city staff has printed all of the copies in your packet tonight for those flyers to be available for pickup at City Hall, as well as we can continue pushing out messaging for applications moving forward through the SBA.
Okay, thank you. Okay, any other public comment? Okay, seeing none, we'll go to item 6.1, it's a presentation on Kratom 708. And we have
We have a crew.
a group of nurses from OSF.
Okay, off the record, we can't technically say we're with OSF, we're just members.
You
of the
are
community
here
and nurses.
as
Yep.
concerned
You got it,
citizens.
yeah,
Thank
we're all
you.
concerned citizens. We're here today to talk to you guys about protecting public health and banning Kratom and 7-OH products, and we'll explain what all of those are in the upcoming slides. If you go to the next one for me. About us, my name is Samantha Rivers. I have my master's in nursing and I've been a nurse for 14 years. I work in ER and ICU.
I'm Caitlin Rathbun. I also have my master's and am a nurse. I have been a nurse for 14 years also. I work in the local emergency room.
My name is Sarah Armstrong. I've been a nurse for 19 years. I also have my master's.
My name is Sienna Stibert. I have my bachelor's and I've been an RN for 7 years in our local ER.
My name is Becky Farrell. I have my bachelor's, soon to start my master's, and I'm a nurse for 20 years. I've done ER and ICU.
Before we begin, we need to disclose that we're presenting as a local emergency department and community members here. We have no financial interest in the outcome of this ordinance and have received no funding or compensation related to the presentation. The opinions are our own and don't represent our employers.
All right, so what exactly is kratom? Kratom comes from the leaves of a tropical tree, which is native to Southeast Asia. It can be sold in many different forms, powders, capsules, gummies, beverages, chocolate products, and concentrated extracts. Our concern is how accessible these products are. They can be purchased in places such as gas stations, smoke shops, convenience stores, and other retail locations. It's often marketed as a natural or herbal product, and people will use it for a variety of reasons, including pain, anxiety, depression, or an attempt to manage opiate withdrawal or other substance use concerns. But natural doesn't necessarily mean that it's safe. This is just kind of a couple different examples of kratom that you can see out in the public. So why are we concerned? From the ER perspective, our concern comes from what patients can actually look like when they present for care. So we've seen patients that are anxious, diaphoretic, rapid heart rate, they can be agitated, nauseous, vomiting, tremors, kind of showing signs of dependence or withdrawal, and then also mental health crisis. This can create challenges for us because we don't always know exactly what product they took, how much they've taken, or what other ingredients or substances may be involved.
On that slide, if you look, these patients are really, really difficult to treat. There is not a standard for treating kratom withdrawal, and we have seen a lot of it recently, and these patients are difficult to manage and require prolonged admissions to the hospital, long ICU stays. It's taking like 3, 4, 5 staff members to take care of them at a time, and they are really difficult to get comfortable.
And sometimes these patients are also patients that are coming off of heroin and are thinking, okay, this is another product that maybe can substitute like the heroin use, and it's sold in the gas station, so it must be okay to take, and then they're also withdrawing off of these items.
And there's no reversal agent, so you can't just, give them Narcan and their symptoms are resolved. These products also do not have FDA approval. The potency can vary, manufacturing oversight can be limited, labeling may be inconsistent, and contaminants may be present. We do not believe that consumers understand that accessibility and legality do not necessarily mean that a product has been proven to be safe.
Talking about current evidence, so the DEA has announced its intent to temporarily place these products above a threshold. They conclude that these high concentrated products pose an imminent hazard to public safety. The agency found that these products have a high potential for abuse, no currently accepted medical use in the United States, and a lack of accepted safety for use under medical supervision. There's some peer studies that they've done that you can see in the, I don't know if you can see it in the middle there. 13% of reported exposures resulted in severe outcomes. States with retail bans had significantly lower rates of poison center exposures, severe medical outcomes, hospitalizations, and healthcare utilization. And the common withdrawal symptoms were anxiety, insomnia, nausea, vomiting, sweating, tremors, muscle aches, and cravings. And currently, there's no FDA approval treatment exists for kratom withdrawal.
So why location matters, you guys have the ability to regulate all of this and to help all these people who are hooked on the kratom. You can create the ordinance to ban this in the town, so more people aren't hooked.
Currently, cities regulate tobacco sales, they regulate alcohol sales, and now we also regulate vape and cannabis retailers. This would just be another thing that we could regulate to help prevent, especially I've got kiddos that are coming up in age. I don't want my kiddos using this stuff because they see it at the gas station, it looks like candy.
Is there an age requirement by it?
It's 18 if people are doing what they're supposed to do to check and not getting it from friends or family.
You also have to read the directions, because they come in pill form and you're supposed to cut it in fours, and people will take a whole pill
Take
at
the
a
whole thing
time,
thinking it's safe.
not reading the directions.
So recently, Seneca has banned it, Ottawa, Marseilles, so surrounding communities are also banning this. And the DEA has filed an intent to classify the 7-OH products as a Scheduled 1 narcotic, which is the same category as heroin, LSD, and MDMA.
Sidebar for Marseilles, I don't know if you guys heard about this, but there was a family member of a patient who committed suicide about a year ago, whose husband was using Kratom, and he came to a city council meeting after his husband jumped off the bridge and told the city council, you know, my husband's been addicted to this stuff that they sell at the gas stations, and I really think it played a big part in what happened to him. And that's how they actually ended up banning Kratom in Marseilles.
Our request is to prohibit the retail sale of Kratom products and prohibit the sale of 7-OH products, protect our residents from irregulated substances, and join other neighboring communities already taking action to ban the sale of Kratom and 7-OH.
So, key findings, 53 is the number of poison center cases involving 7-OH were reported in just 3 months after national tracking began. 13 times more likely, 7-OH is 13 times more potent than morphine in some preclinical trials. And then 5 days in preclinical studies, rodents receiving 7-OH for 5 days showed decreased pain relieving effects and experienced classic opioid withdrawal symptoms after naloxone was administered.
Thank you
Thanks for
guys
listening.
for listening to our stuff. There are some sources that are attached on the last page of the slideshow if anybody's interested and wants to read more about it. And then I did bring the town of Normal and the town of Ottawa. I was able to find Ottawa's ordinance when they banned the Kratom in the city limits, and then the town of Normal is currently still working, and I brought that for you guys to review. So I don't know who to give it to, but just some extra stuff for you. Anybody have any questions while we're up here about it?
Are you seeing an increase in use or pretty steady, it's growing?
Increase. Yeah.
I've got a question for our attorney.
Yes.
With us being non-home rule, would that hinder us in any way?
They're all on home rule.
Okay.
And, Village of Grand Ridge.
I just heard Grand Ridge did it too, yeah, and then I've heard like Pontiac, I think, is moving towards it. And then the town of Naperville is the next big one, so if the town of Naperville bans it, it's like on their agenda, I think this month. They're talking about the state of Illinois joining forces and just banning it for the state of Illinois. So we're moving in the right direction, it'd just be nice to try to get a jump start on it.
Well, thank you.
Very well put together, thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for your time, guys. Thank you. Oh, and then there was a handout too, if anybody wanted a handout.
So you did, I provided the sample from
Grand Ridge. Yep.
Is the council interested in pursuing a similar ordinance for city streeter?
I think something we need to.
I haven't had a chance to really look through Grand Ridges, but yes.
And when I wrote that, we looked at, City of Ottawa, Village of Seneca, and we had another one too, and that name escapes me. But I've also shared it, did I share it with you, Brian, and with Woody? Yes.
I just want to come up here and thank the girls for having the bravery to come up here and speak to us about Kratom. We have seen an increase in emergency calls for it. It's obviously not an easy drug to take care of. It starts as a stimulant, ends up as a depressant. So the ER, the emergency room, folks are seeing wild swings in people's behavior, I think it would be personally a good thing to look into and to ban in the street.
Thanks, Brian. I think, yeah. Cheryl? Yes.
Agreement. Do we want to have any discussion on it, or just do a special meeting at the first one in September?
You know, I can get feedback from Chief Wood, Chief Park, see if they have any additional comments, and we'll present it for city council for action September 2nd.
Sounds good.
We will pass 6.2 because he was in the public comment. Oh, let me turn my mic back on. We'll pass item 6.2 because it was a public comment. So we'll go to item 6.3, which is the audit presentation from Sigich.
Hi, good evening. My name is Kellen O'Malley. I'm a director at Sigich. Thank you for having me here this evening to present the December 31st, 2025 audit. As part of our audit process, we issued 16 reports, 10 that are specific to the city. The other 6 relate to the library, which is the component unit, the police pension fund, and the firefighters pension fund, which are the fiduciary component of this. The city reports include the ACFR, which is the annual comprehensive financial report, the auditor's communication to the board of trustees, the management letter, 4 TIF reports, the consolidated year-end financial report, which is a grant report that you're required to submit to GATA with applicable GAP grant funding, and the single audit report, which is another report that is triggered by the level of grant funding, federal grant funding within the city. We also assisted the city with their annual filing with the comptroller for the annual comptroller report as well. Within the annual comprehensive financial report of the ACFR, I do want to highlight that the city voluntarily prepares an ACFR. The financial section is what is required by Illinois compiled statutes and generally accepted accounting principles. The introductory section within the ACFR, the statistical section, are what make this a comprehensive report versus an annual financial report. So we do commend the city for preparing an annual comprehensive financial report. Within our ACFR, the first section of the financial section is the independent auditor's report. When we issue an opinion on the financial statements, we follow 2 sets of standards. We follow standards set by the AICPA, which is the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants. The AICPA tells us the procedures that we need to perform to complete our audit. And then we follow standards set by GASB, and GASB is the Governmental Accounting Standards Board. And GASB sets the rules for reporting for local governmental entities such as the city. Pleased to present an unmodified opinion that's referred to as a clean opinion. That's the highest level of assurance that we can provide on the city's financial statements. Also, immediately following the independent auditor's report is the management's discussion and analysis, or MD&A. MD&A is a required component by GASB, and it is essentially an executive summary. It's going to also provide you with comparative data from the current year and the prior year. So I always recommend, if you're going to read one section in the ACFR, to definitely read the MD&As. It provides you with the comparative data, it's prepared by management, and provides additional analysis of the financial statements. A few brief financial highlights within the financial statements: the governmental activities, which are the city's tax-supported funds, overall were up 3.8 million, or about 21%. The total debt position at year-end is broken into 3 categories. There's a deficit unrestricted debt position of 27.5 million, restricted debt position of 2.7 million, and net invested in capital assets. And net invested in capital is your capital assets, your infrastructure, less any long-term debt used to acquire those was $46.7 million. Business type activities, which is the city's sewer fund, solid waste fund, golf course fund, had an ending net position of $34.6 million. That net position in total for the business type activities was up $1.4 million, or about 4.1%. And then governmental funds, which are the main operating, the main funds for the city, reported ending fund balances of $7.95 million, down slightly from the prior year, 306,000, sorry. The general fund had an ending fund balance of $6.6 million. 5.2 million of that is unrestricted, and 1.4 million is restricted for specific purposes, either tax levies or other restrictions. That unrestricted portion represents 32% of fiscal year 2025 expenditures, or is about equal to about a 4-month reserve. For pension funds, the IMRF fund, they have their evaluation done on an annual calendar year basis, but the city reports a year behind, so this will be as of December 31st, 2024, reported in the 2025 report. IMRF was 94.15% funded. The police pension fund was 57.46% funded, and the fire pension fund was 48.8% funded. Within our communication to the board, in our management letter, we did not note any material weaknesses or significant deficiencies as part of our audit process in the current year. But with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions that the council has. I do want to say thank you to the staff and everybody that participates in the audit process. There's a lot of work that goes into this, and obviously a lot of reports that are prepared. So we really appreciate all the cooperation and assistance that we get as part of the audit process. So thank you, and happy to answer any questions that the council has.
I don't have any questions.
I did read it. I didn't memorize it, but I did read it. I know we had a couple, I think, and Julie knows, we fixed a bunch of their comments at the back on this one of different controls. So we had the credit card policy.
Yeah,
And implemented that for future years and our.
Yeah, as far as the board report, we had no new comments, and there was only 3 prior comments that were either considered, or 3 prior comments that were considered implemented, and I think 2 that were either still applicable or partially implemented as far as recommendations.
And was our capital, we moved that from up to $20,000, and the other was the credit card policy. Winning both of those right away, so.
I guess I do have one question. I know the previous city manager focused a lot on trying to get us caught up on the pension fund obligation. How are we doing with that? Are we making progress?
So with your pension fund obligations, as I noted, the police is 57.4% funded, and fire was 48% funded. Let me pull the prior year so you can see what the comparison is from last year. Police pension was 57.4% funded, as of December 31st, 2025, and 51.62% funded as of December 31st, 2024. So you're making progress.
Making a little headway.
Yep, and then for firefighters pension, similarly, 41.86% funded in 2024, 48.84% funded in 2025, at the end of 2025.
Considering how big those numbers are, you know,
Yeah.
6-7% is huge.
Yeah, and part of that also has to do with some of the investment returns in the past couple years, but there's other schedules in the report that you can see your contributions within to the fund in each year.
That's all I got.
Side table.
Rock solid.
Well, thank you for presenting to us. I think that's all we have, unless there's anything, but.
Just from the city staff side, I just want to thank St. for doing this, obviously a very thorough report, and we really appreciate working with them. And obviously, as you've seen with the reports and with coordination through our city staff, presenting this on a yearly basis is always great to partner with them. So I just wanted to mention that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thanks, staff, because I know you put a lot of time into getting reports and numbers for us, so we can see that, yeah. Right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, we'll go to new business, item 7.1. Resolution 2026-36, a resolution authorizing the purchase of an electric generator for the city of Streator for City Hall. Can I get a motion and second, please?
Second.
Okay, Councilman Danko with the motion and Reed with the second. We'll go to discussion.
We need it. So, comes down to it, we need it. Yeah.
I'll say this has been budgeted, at least for a year, maybe two, to go ahead and replace this. So, if you have any comment, or Jeff, if you want to say anything, but we're pretty much self-explanatory through here. And this will run the entire building and not just part of it.
I'm just, think about it, we were spared that tornado in June, but,
Yeah.
the power went out here, and this was the command center. We've been in really hurting status.
We've been at your house.
Yeah.
You probably
And I
have
got the
power.
chips out and let them all come in.
That's true, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if we're on police department's out, maybe the fire department would have been lucky, we would have to go there, but.
I think that is our second location.
Yeah.
So everybody knows, it is the fire.
It's not my
department.
house.
Yes. the
So
fire
if it
station.
goes down Main Street.
Yes.
Okay. All right, if no further questions or comments, then I'll ask the clerk to call the roll, please.
Danko,
Aye.
Reed,
Aye.
Shire,
Aye.
Mayor Beeline.
Aye. Item 7.2, Resolution 2026-37, a resolution authorizing a social media policy for employment in the city of Streator. Can I get a motion and second, please?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, Councilman Shire with the motion and Reed with the second. Any discussion?
Is this becoming a more common thing that you see with municipalities?
Yes.
There been any changes from the committee of the whole 2 weeks ago?
No.
Said I asked for one 10 years ago, so I'm very happy that we finally have one. So I'm good there.
Following, if approved, right here, every employee that's currently employed by the city of Streator will get a copy to sign and review as well. And then every new employee that comes into the city in the future will also need to consider it.
It's a necessary thing.
Right, if nothing further, then I'll ask the clerk to call the roll, please.
Danko,
Aye.
Reed,
Aye.
Shire,
Aye.
Mayor Beeline.
Aye. Item 7.3, Resolution 2026-36, a resolution awarding a construction bid for additional road work to the 2026 General Revenue Roadway Project, which includes work on Oakley Avenue to Eastwood Avenue, West Grant Street to Phillips Street to the wastewater treatment plant, and City Hall West parking lot in the city of Streeter, counties of LaSalle and Livingston. Can I get a motion and second?
Oh, right, Mayor. Sorry, we just wanted to update you on the actual specifics of the contract, given that the bids were actually took place yesterday. And given the Open Meetings Act requirements, it was, the agenda was provided to you before we had those bids, so I'll let Dean dig into that. I appreciate it.
Thank you. So we had 3 bidders yesterday on the project. Universal Asphalt was low bidder at $158,304.90. The engineer investment was $155,400. And so we were right there, close to the estimate. We did also complete Spring Lake Road since then as well, and we're about $3,000 under that. So it actually balances right out. So I would recommend approval to Universal Asphalt from LaSalle, Illinois for the project. And that includes Eastwood from Oakley north to Dead End, West Grant Street from Phillips to the wastewater treatment plant, and City Hall West parking lot.
So Mayor, you can ask for a resolution awarding, a motion to approve a resolution awarding the contract to Universal Asphalt in the amount of $158,304.90. And a consenting council member could just say so moved.
I was making sure I had that 158,304.90. Thank you, Mr. Reed.
Second.
Okay, Councilman Reed, and then Dinko with the second.
Thank you.
All right, any further discussion? Clerk, call the roll, please.
Danko.
Aye.
Reed.
Aye.
Shire.
Aye.
Mayor Beeline.
Aye. Item 8, mayoral appointments. Get a motion and second to appoint Jack Schuler to the Streeter Parks and Open Spaces Board for a term ending December 31st, 2030.
Second.
Okay, Councilman Dinko with the motion and Shire with the second. Any discussion? Clerk, call the roll, please.
Danko.
Aye.
Reed.
Aye.
Shire.
Aye.
Mayor Beeline.
Aye. Item 9, consent agenda. Get a motion and second to approve the consent agenda with a fund warrant total of $1,207,712.25. Minutes of the city council meeting from July 1st and July 15th, 2026, and financial reports for the month of July 2026.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, Councilman Shire with the motion and Reed with the second. Any discussion? Clerk, call the roll, please.
Danko.
Aye.
Reed.
Aye.
Shire.
Aye.
Mayor Beeline.
Aye. Item 10, city official comments.
Congratulations to our new police chief.
Thank you.
I'm sorry I couldn't be there for the ceremony earlier this week, but I was glad to see you get appointed.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
That's it.
Very well deserved. Thanks, Woody.
Nothing, okay. I'll just, mine August 29th is Pluto Fest and the Fall Food Truck Festival. So we'll finish that up and
Put it
then.
on your calendar.
Yeah, and we'll have another meeting before cruise night. Anything from the table?
I've got nothing to say.
Okay, then I'll request a motion and second to adjourn.
So moved. Second.
Okay, Councilman Shire with the motion and Dingle with the second. Discussion? Clerk, call the roll, please.
Danko.
Aye.
Reed.
Aye.
Shire.
Aye.
Mayor Beeline.
Aye.